4, correct? Yes. Okay. A maximum value is like, it can be that or less, correct? Yes. So which direction would a parabola be facing if it was a maximum value, up or down?
Down, because you said max.
Correct. So if it's a maximum value, that's the highest it could be, so my parabola would be facing down. Which means if my parabola is facing up, I have a minimum value. So looking here, without reading the directions, do I have a maximum or minimum value? I have a
minimum.
because it's a minimum because it's opening up that way. It's going to be it's that or higher, right?
I just always think that.
Okay. I need you to listen because I did have something on today that I'm recording this for. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is what we did yesterday. So we needed to first start with a binomial. Do I have a binomial? No. So what would I do to get a binomial? Add 1. Okay. Then I would still have y plus 1, correct?
Yes.
X squared plus 4x.
Yeah.
Then my next step was to take b and divide it by 2. So what is b?
4.
And divide it by 2, so I get 2. So then my next step was to square it. So 2 squared is 4. So then my next step was to
Add it to both sides.
add it to both sides. So I would have y plus 1 plus 4, which yes.
The plus 1? Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Over here I would have x squared plus 4x plus 4. So then I use factors of
2 and 2.
4, that will get me 4. So yes, I agree, it'll be x plus 2 and x plus 2, correct? Over here, if I simplified this, what would it be?
Y plus 4.
So then yes, my next step is to simplify it. So I'm going to rewrite it up here. I have y plus 5 equals, how would I rewrite this?
X plus 2
X
squared.
plus 2 squared.
Okay, so then my next step, I need to,
Square root.
nope,
No.
because
It's a minus 5.
I should have, yes. So I should have started by saying our goal is to get it in, into y equals a parentheses x plus h plus, okay, hold on, stay with me. So that's our goal, to get it to that form. That is
Vertex
called
form,
vertex form
Yeah,
because we want to, that will tell us our vertex, okay? So
negative HK.
how would I get, so my last step would be to get y by itself. How do I get y by itself now?
Minus 5.
So I would have y equals x plus 2 quantity squared minus 5. Now remember, when we have it in this form, you can just tell me the vertex, right? Because this tells me where I shift it left or right. This tells me if I shift it up or down, correct?
So it's left 2 down.
2 negative 5.
So since our x's lie, it's negative h comma k for our vertex.
So it's
Negative 2, negative 5.
So it would be negative 2 comma negative 5 for our vertex, which is also our minimum value.
So then, why did you take that number and get it to the other side just to put it back on?
Because you had to get to
Because is it the exact same number?
Why is there a negative 2?
Because you have
Because
to
your x is y, so you have to make it a
Oh,
negative.
okay.
Because is this the exact same number that we? You have to get it to a binomial to complete the square,
Are you right?
and then do that. I know it seems silly, but that's how you have to do it. Okay.
I looked up the
Questions?
That's why I couldn't.
Okay. The next example.
This is making sense so far, so I'm a little bit worried.
What about multiple choice?
What?
That does not look like multiple choice. That looks
I
like
just saw
not good.
multiple options. That's the first one.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Next
Oh,
one.
Maximum.
We are finding a maximum value. If it didn't say find a maximum, Truman, hang up the phone.
Negative number.
How could I tell if it was a maximum or minimum value that I was finding?
There's a negative in front of the x squared.
There's a negative in front of the x squared, therefore I am
There. No, sorry.
finding a maximum value. So Truman,
Yeah.
what's the first step?
Well, first step is you subtract 7.
Oh, shoot, baby.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
He is paying attention. Alright, so yes, you do subtract 7. So then I would get what?
Y
I
minus
minus
7
7.
equals x squared
Negative
plus
x squared.
Negative x squared plus 2x.
Okay. Truman, what's my next step?
Next step,
She's getting called out.
No, I just said next step.
It sounded like a question.
Because he stole it.
I'm lost.
Yeah, remember the two.
Couldn't tell you.
Look at
Well-
It's actually a trick question.
I know, because there's no number before that. No, I don't know.
That's not a trick question.
What?
The reason why it's a trick question is because since I have a negative, I need to get rid of that negative in front of the x squared. So that's like pulling it out for the a term.
So do we take out a negative one?
So we are going to take out a negative. You could write 1 if you wanted to, or just negative. But that means this becomes
X squared minus
Minus
2x.
good.
So now we
And then it's you have negative 2
2x
over.
So it does matter to do that step first. So now I would do my b over 2. So negative 2 over
2.
which
So
equals,
Negative 1.
and then I take that squared, which equals,
1.
and then I
Plus
Add it to both
add it to both sides. So I have,
y minus 6.
yep, I'm just going to write that. It would be y minus 6. And then on this side, I would have negative, parentheses, x squared minus 2x.
plus 1.
And then
Where
1
did
and
you
1
get-
equals
I have a
negative 1
question.
and negative 1 equals 2.
So we
Negative
factor
Never
it.
mind, never mind.
So I would have negative, parentheses, x minus 1, Truman says. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would rewrite it to be y minus 6 equals.
Negative parentheses x minus 1 squared.
So then my last step would be to
Add
Plus
6.
Abby.
Add
So y equals negative
negative
parentheses x minus 1 squared plus 6.
But is that-
Answer.
is that my answer?
No,
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 because you have to
it's
make it a
one-
positive 1 because h is
I need to write my
false.
vertex. So what is my vertex?
One,
1
6.
6.
X is y, so we get
And now we can write.
Question.
No, stop.
Okay.
Don't
No,
make me call your
stop.
mother.
I want to have you guys do one before I give you your homework
What is
so that I know you're on the right track. Let's have you do number 1 or 7, sorry.
Number 7 in our.
First thing I do is what, AJ?
You gotta subtract your 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd get y minus 4, negative x squared minus 4x. Next step, Brock.
You have to get a negative out.
Okay, so what would I get?
You would get negative parentheses x squared plus 4x.
Good. Then my next step, Bryce.
The next step is to do b over 2,
I'm gonna write that off to the side. So what would it be?
4 over 2, which is 2 squared, which is 4.
So then tell me what to write.
Negative x squared plus 4x plus 4. On the other side?
I would put it on the inside of the parentheses.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay. And then y minus 4. Okay. Next step, Levi.
No, you have to add the 4 to both sides.
Oh, okay.
Did it.
Correct.
So we add 4 to both sides?
Yep.
Y.
Then you get 0.
Y.
Because what you do one side, you always do the other side.
Wait, I'm
We factored it, we added 4 to the side, so you have to add 4 to that side.
in the parentheses?
Yes, just put it in the parentheses.
Just, it doesn't matter, so put it in the front. Yeah.
So you do get, what over here?
0. Just
So
y.
it'd just be
Just y.
y. So over here, I'm going to have y equals
Negative.
and then negative.
X plus 2 squared.
So you factored it,
Yeah. we
x
did.
plus 2 squared.
But you can
So
also.
then you have negative 2.
So it'd be y equals negative x plus 2 quantity squared, right? I'm behind a step. Now, my answer is going to be what?
Plus 4.
Negative 2.
Negative
0.
2 comes 0.
That's what I
Let's go. I did it right.
Ooh.
Hey, Dylan.
What happens to that
I'm
4?
confused on why we
Well,
put
when
it
we added 4 to this side and this side, negative
Wait.
4 plus 4 made it a
Yeah.
0.
You get 0.
So,
What happens to the
oh.
one on the other side?
This side,
Yes.
we use the factors of 4 to get
Oh,
that.
so you get-
But why did we add it in the parentheses?
just because